to have found their mojo.
Oh, yeah.
What else we got? College basketball, man, is heating up. Utah State is ranked. BYU staving off the upsets.
There's a lot to dive into, and there's a lot to talk about. Even at this point of the season, right, with the football season winding down, you move on to just what's next, and it's college football, it's the NBA, it's the NHL, and then, of course, there's some big football is not completely over yet. There's some massive games happening this weekend as well as on Monday, so I'm ready to dive into it, man.
How was your week?
It was good. I didn't really do much. I just did a bunch of high school games this week. I ended up having 3 games this week, and so just getting out there, calling some high school basketball. It's always fun, man.
Good ones?
Good games, yeah. Good games. I had a fun one last night. Close one between Woods Cross and Viewmont. And then just some even dipped into some girls basketball this week, man. It was fun.
I can't believe the talent that plays at our local high schools, man. Like we talk a lot about the football players, like our football talent is insane. And you look even on Sundays, like how many of these guys have connections to the state of Utah, whether they played collegiately or at the high school level.
Right.
And honestly, basketball is not that far behind. Like a lot of the big D1 programs in the nation have kids that went to a Utah high school, right? And it's awesome to see. So I'm really proud of what our local high schools are doing as far as churning out high school athletes, man, because these kids they're really dang good.
Absolutely. I mean, you look down at Timview, and I mean, there's guys who are committed to BYU, right? And we know how BYU is doing on the recruiting show right now, and so for local guys like that to be in the same breath as recruit wise as guys like AJ Tabonsa going to BYU, I think that's absolutely phenomenal for Utah sports in general, man.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
My week was pretty average, man. Still wish there was snow on the ground.
I know,
but whatever.
We're working through the kinks of the weather.
Yeah. At this point, I'm like, just get here, spring. I don't know.
Give us some rain.
Whatever.
Give us something.
Okay, let's start the show. Nobody cares how my week was. We got to start with this, Alex. I know a lot of the shows on the station spent time on this yesterday. Obviously, it's relatively fresh, and we've got some updates. But we got to start with Mark Harlan, right? Anytime you've got an athletic director, a sitting athletic director, taking to social media to, I don't want to say attack a recruit, because he wasn't attacking him. He was just kind of being petty.
Yeah.
In a way that I don't really know. I don't think an athletic director should be, right? So in case you missed it, let me pull up. I got to pull up the screenshot because it was deleted.
Yeah, while you pull it up, let's send a reminder out there to everybody that screenshots live forever.
Right.
Once you put something on the internet, you can't take it down, no matter how hard you try to delete it afterwards.
Well, and that's the update. It was deleted, which is funny because it was up for, I don't know if it was up for 24 hours, but it was up for overnight and then much into yesterday morning and into the early afternoon.
Certainly over 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I saw it, I mean, it was sent out late Thursday night.
Yes.
Everybody was talking about it yesterday morning, and it was still up by the time Jake and Ben were over. So, I mean, that's 12, right? And I know Twitter was having some problems yesterday. But here's what Mark Harlan said. Obviously, a drama with Celestimoa, right? Fremont High School product. Committed to Utah, decommitted, committed to Tennessee, decommitted, committed back to Utah, was enrolled at Utah, and then entered the transfer portal. And last night, during the Polynesian Bowl, announced that he was indeed going to Michigan to follow Kyle Whittingham. So Mark Harlan quote tweets a Celestimoa update essentially and says, well, he was with us in class for parentheses last week. Public announcement, seen it all now. Probably not. First off, I mean, it's kind of hard to make sense of that, right? It's kind of just like a word salad. Obviously, he is.
It's not very. It's not really worded well.
No.
Yeah.
I think he's unhappy with the fact that this kid was actually enrolled at Utah. He was on campus, allegedly attending classes, assuming because the semester had started.
Right.
So at that point, you assume he's safe. But nobody's safe in college football, especially when the transfer portal is still open. Well, I mean, it was still open as of the time of this tweet. It is now closed, by the way.
Yes.
But yeah, as long as that portal's open, nobody's safe. So don't assume anything, especially when this is a dude that had transferred before.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's where the frustration comes from, right? It's just what the transfer portal is right now. It is a free-for-all, wild, wild west. We've talked about it multiple times before, Christian. And, I mean, you look at situations like Damon Williams, right, who's signed a rev share contract, is locked into the University of Washington, jumps in the portal. That kind of sorts itself out, though, with him and ultimately end up deciding that he's going back to Washington. But, I mean, you look at Mensa, the Duke quarterback, who also allegedly signed a contract. Duke has exclusive rights to his NIL, and only Duke can back out of that contract, right? And he jumps into the transfer portal trying to get to Miami, reportedly.
Yep.
That's just where we're at. Even now, where you have athletes signing the contracts, signing the NIL deals, signing the rev share deals, and they're still being tempted to jump into the portal.
Yeah. And, I mean, this opens up a plethora of conversations, right? Like, first off, I want to say this. I don't blame Celeste Moa at all. I mean, if I were an 18-year-old kid,
show me the money, man.
Right. Incoming, hasn't even played a snap of college football yet, and I'm getting offers. Honestly, I'm probably going to go where I'm going to get the most money and or best opportunity. And that's just comparing the two programs right now. Michigan is a better opportunity than Utah. And I get that this has been a conversation for the last several weeks, ever since Kyle Whittingham took that job. And he's been taking some of these coaches and some of these players, and there's been a lot of frustration. And I get why Utah fans would be frustrated because those kids committed to the U. They committed to the program. They committed to Whittingham/Scally. And you think that means something. You think that culture means something. And in theory, it should. In a perfect world, it would. But honestly, anymore, it doesn't. And it's hard because, I mean, you still do have that in a sense. There are a lot of players that still, bleed red or whatever.
Yeah. There's
they are still committed to the University of Utah, and they want to be there no matter what.
They're committed to the logo. They're committed to the brand.
There is that to a sense. But then on the other hand, I mean, there are these guys whose eyes are on something bigger and better than college football.
I feel like right now in college football, you have 3 players in 3 categories. You have the guys who are committed to the brand.
Okay.
You have guys that are committed to the coaches, and you have guys that are committed to the money bags.
Okay. So do you think Moa is committed to Kyle Whittingham or to the money?
Oh, that's a good one.
Either way, that's 2 of those 3 categories that are at Michigan now.
I think it could be a mix of both.
Because honestly, I mean, would Celeste Moa commit to Morgan Scally?
He was for a little bit.
The assumption was that, with the whole coach in waiting thing, Morgan Scally probably had a big hand in landing this big recruit.
Right.
But it's Kyle Whittingham.
It's Kyle Whittingham. It's Michigan.
It's Michigan.
It's the Big Ten.
I can't even imagine how much more money they're able to pay him than Utah was.
Right.
I mean, Utah, no offense, but everybody knows, like, I'm not breaking any news here. Utah can't pay these players as much money as the school down the road.
Right.
And that's what they have to do is build this program. That's what they've always had to do. That's where Utah has found their success, is building the program out of the kids who want to be there, not the kids who want the most money. And that's fine. That's what Morgan Scally is going to do. That's what they trust him to do. And there are just different ways to win in college football. You can either be the big culture guys or the big money guys, and some schools are both, and that's fine also. But sometimes you just don't have the resources and you have to work your way around it. Now, for Utah, again, going back to why this thing so much, you also got to kind of look at it at the angle of they had the Pula twins there. And coincidentally, right after Celeste Moa flipped from Tennessee to Utah, the Pula twins flipped from Utah to BYU.
Yeah.
So putting 2 and 2 together, you kind of assume that Utah chose Celeste Moa over those Pula twins. Right. Now, that could be wrong. But that's what it looks like, right?
Right.
Now that Celeste Moa goes to Michigan, you lose out on the Pula twins and Celeste Moa. And now you have nobody.
Yeah, 3 of the biggest recruits coming out of the city of Utah.
Yes.
And I think now I have to pull it up and look directly, but I think that Utah only has one player committed out of the top 10 players in the state of Utah coming out of high school, whereas BYU has taken a majority of the crop of that.
So circling this back to Mark Harlan,
Yeah.
I understand why he's frustrated, and I get
absolutely.
it. And I understand why there's a lot of Utah fans that are frustrated. But you got to understand, as the sitting athletic director, there are just some things that aren't a good look. And
This is one of them.
it's different if it's a one-off thing, right? But you got to remember, this is how many quote-unquote incidents has Mark Harlan had, right? Like I was thinking yesterday, remember when, who was it, Dennis Dodd was tweeting that Utah was interested in joining the Big 12 and leaving the Pac-12, and Mark Harlan quote tweeted it and said fake news? Do you remember that?
Oh, no, I don't. But now that you mention it, I think, yeah.
And then there was the incident last year, of course, after the BYU game of I was happy to be in the Big 12, but tonight I am not.
Yeah.
Again, what are you doing? And now this, if I'm a recruit and I'm like on the fence of going to Utah or not, and I see this, that would terrify me.
Right.
Like, I don't want the athletic director going after me on social media. And again, he wasn't being malicious. He wasn't attacking Moa.
Right.
And I want to set that straight. He's just tweeting things that I don't know if I would necessarily, want the athletic director tweeting. If I'm President Randall, I'm kind of looking at that and saying, hey, let's not put that out there. But he did, and as you said, screenshots live forever. So even though the tweet's deleted, the post is deleted, we're talking about it still.
I understand the frustration from the coaches, from the athletic departments, and even quite frankly from fans, right? Because you have these. Luckily, I think for everybody, right? There's just the one portal now. So I mean, now that it is closed,
The one window.
Yes, the one window. You can't go in there, so you kind of know now what everything's locked down. But until that transfer window closes, I mean, I understand the frustration from the coaching staffs of having to recruit your own guys, having to go out and recruit these transfers, and just basically sell your program to these guys to make sure that everybody's locked in and ready to go.
Yeah.
And I understand the frustration of the people going out there and quote and going out and quote unquote calling out the tampering and whatever and with the transfer portal and without the stipulations and the regulations, it is the wild west, man. And I understand, right, the frustration of having this guy enrolled in classes for a week, and then he jumps in the transfer portal when you're kind of counting on him to come in and be a part of your program next season, right?
Yep.
I understand the frustration in that sense, but you cannot go out and tweet stuff like that.
Well, and it's hard too.
Some things just have to, be said behind the scenes.
Right.
It doesn't have to be found out in the public eye like it was with that Mark Harlan tweet on Thursday night, because it's a bad look for future recruits, man.
Exactly. And it's hard, not only future recruits, but even players on your roster, because as you brought up, like, yes, even though the transfer portal is closed, part of college football now, part of Morgan Scalley's job, Mark Harlan's job, everybody else on the staff and in the athletic department, not only are you constantly recruiting guys to bring into your program, now you have to recruit your own players 24/7, 365, and give them a reason to stay.
Right.
And constantly sell your program to them, right? That's how they get Devin Dampier back. That's how they get Bird Ficklin back, is because they were sold on something. Even though they just played a season in which they finished, 11-2, and enjoyed great success and did all these good things, and everybody's rah-rah feeling real good about this team, you still have to hit those guys up and sell this to them,
right,
because the opportunities open up. So now you see this, and I guess the main thing you're worried about now is burning bridges. Because who's to say that in a year or two, Celeste Moa is homesick, right? He's like, oh, man, Michigan's cool and all, but, I played high school in the state of Utah. Utah's a really good football program. I want to go back home.
There's familial ties there.
Yeah, my dad went there, right? Like,
yeah.
His dad is like an all-time great.
Right. And
now that bridge is burned.
Exactly.
Because the athletic director got Twitter fingers and wanted to hop on social media and say something. And I get that he was upset, that he was frustrated, but now that bridge is burned. And if Celeste Moa ever wants to return to the state of Utah, I better look real good in BYU blue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's just, and that's probably due to the fact that things were said that didn't need to be said. You don't
Right.
need to come out and tell us how frustrated you are. That's what the fans are for. The fans are telling us how frustrated they are, and they have every right to be. I get it, but like, these kids are making generational money at 18 years old. I mean, we're talking money that wasn't even being made in the NFL 15, 20 years ago. Like, that's the point that college football's at right now. You know, how much money did Baron Morton get from Texas Tech? $5 million for his senior year of college football. He's not even entering the NFL yet, and he's making $5 million for a single season of football. Starting wide receiver at Michigan, I'd have to imagine that's at least $800,000, maybe even $1 million plus for a kid that's a high-end 4-star receiver, the best recruit out of the state of Utah.
Right.
It's a lot of money.
Right. And that's just where we are now with college football. I mean, earlier this week.
And I'm just estimating that number, right? Nobody
Right.
knows the numbers. But
Earlier this week, you have the number 2 projected quarterback in the NFL draft, Dante Moore,
yeah,
deciding to stay in college
because the money is that lucrative.
because the money's there.
And if you're a Jets fan, are you throwing a fit? Are you seeing the Jets general manager throwing a fit?
The money's there, and the reality is that there is no cap to how much these guys can make.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
And with Uncle Phil's money, you can come in and offer this kid a bag, and then the number 2 recruit or the number 2 draft prospect, as far as quarterbacks go,
Yeah.
decides to stay in college.
Again, like, we're talking top 5 selection, right? You would assume
probably.
he'd be in conversations for the Jets at the, what are they, 2nd or 3rd overall pick?
Right.
That's millions of dollars with the signing bonus. I mean, with the rookie contract plus the rookie signing bonus, we're talking probably at least $15 to $20 million in their first year because that signing bonus is so high.
And instead, he's running it back with Oregon.
And I don't think he's making near that much at Oregon, but you're weighing that, right? Like,
Yeah, right.
if I can make an extra $5 million this year and then get my signing bonus next year, I don't know, man.
I think overall, though, at the end of the day, like I said, that there's just some conversations that don't have to be aired out the way that they were in public, right? There's things that happen behind the scenes and conversations that can happen behind the scenes, because once you go out in public, like the way Mark Harlan did on Thursday night, you just burn a bridge for Celeste Moa, who I think in a couple years will be back in the portal.
They've got to give – you've got younger siblings, right?
Yes.
And you used to play – you say you play like Mario Party with them, like video games?
Yeah, we play a lot of Mario Party.
You ever do where you've got a sibling that's too young to play or you don't want them playing, so you give them like a remote that's not plugged in, and then they think they're playing?
Yeah, I've done that in the past.
You got to give one of those phones to Mark Harlan. So where he can't tweet.
Or just make him a burner, man.
Yes. Just make a burner.
Yeah, what are you doing? Everybody's got a burner.
Yeah.
Parker's got a burner.
I bet.
Yeah, that's me. I got a lot of stuff I got to keep secret.
I've thought about making a burner, but I get worried that they'd trace it back to me.
Yeah.
Or you ever see
I'd get worried just people would figure out that it's my burner, and then
you ever see where it's like, oh, this dude totally forgot to log out of his burner or log into his burner account.
Yeah.
Like they're tweeting something.
This is one of those examples. This is one of the examples. Mark Harlan forgot to switch over to his burner and ended up tweeting from his personal account, man.
Come on.
And then now, it's like I said, it's a bad look for future recruits, man.
Yes.
And I think that like,
burning bridges.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I think losing a prospect and losing a recruit like Celeste Moa hurts Utah, right? This is one of the biggest. It was one of the biggest transfer wins as far as Utah goes. It's one of the biggest recruits as far as Utah goes, right? Him and Obot coming in. Those were massive recruiting wins for Utah this offseason, right? And so in that sense, it sucks, right, for Utah fans to be able to lose Celeste Moa. But I think regardless. Utah's going to be fine.
Because they always are.
Yes.
They always are. And that's the thing, is take a deep breath. I mean, honestly, how much was a freshman 4-star receiver going to make an impact at Utah next year? Maybe a lot. I don't know, because this kid is really talented. But, you think of Utah football and you don't think of the receivers. Yeah. And maybe Morgan Scalley wants to change that, and I don't know. But
they're going to be fine, and I think ultimately I think ultimately now you have to work on repairing the look for future recruits. Mostly.
Well, you do that with winning too. Like winning solves all.
Winning
as long as you keep winning, you're going to continue to be in the conversation for these. Again, we brought up in-state athletes and the phenomenal talent that the state of Utah is producing at the high school level. If you're winning double-digit games every year, if you're in the conversation for the Big 12 title, you're going to have that pull and be in the conversation for some of these kids. And as long as you're in the conversation, you're going to pull some of them. And yeah, maybe some of them flip, but who cares? Like there's a lot of good football talent out there. And even if they're not a 4 or 5 star, who cares about that? I mean, we've seen 1, 2, 3 star guys outperform these 4 and 5 star guys. Like what matters is what they do over the summer and throughout the course of the season and how they develop under the coaching staff.
It tends to happen a lot at Utah as well. You get 2-star guys. Yeah, you get these 2-star guys who come out of nowhere and make a big difference.
You brought up something before the show I thought was a really good idea, and we'll do this real quick. The transfer portal's closed now. It closed yesterday morning. Yes. It was a 2-week window, and remember this year it is only the single window as opposed to a winter window and then a spring window.
Yeah.
Now it's just the one window, and it's closed. So there are still a lot of players in the portal that can commit to other schools, but it's closed to where you can't enter your name into the portal anymore. So unless you see like silly holdouts or something, you can assume that players aren't going to leave, right?
I think right now it's safe to assume that the way that the rosters are set up with the transfers that are coming in, plus the transfers that you saw going out from teams, for the most part, things are pretty solidified the way that they are right now.
So let's run through BYU and Utah real quick and just kind of go over some of the talent they may have lost, but also brought in since this is pretty solidified. Let's start with Utah since we were already talking about Celesi Moa. Obviously, losing him was a big one to Michigan. J.J. Buchanan to Michigan. Jonah Leia to Michigan. Smith Snowden to Michigan. John Henry Daly to Michigan. Why are they all going to Michigan? Remind me.
Oh, I think that there's a guy with local ties that just took a head coaching job there.
Any other big losses? Oh. Dallas Vakalahi going to Penn State. He has committed there.
I think if we're looking and comparing the two P4 programs in the state of Utah, Utah's definitely lost the bigger names.
Oh yeah, I mean they lost. I mean I just named like 3 or 4 starters. Teo Johnson.
Throw Johnson in there. Throw Smith Snowden in there. Throw John Henry Daly in there. Throw Dallas Vakalahi in there. Leia in there. Buchanan and probably Moa.
Yeah, that's big. Isaac Wilson, a big name. I don't know how much he would have seen the field. Transferring to Colorado, I thought that was a really interesting spot for him to transfer because they have Keaton Slovis.
That's a head scratcher. Yeah, it's a head scratcher to me.
So I don't understand that one, but I do agree. I think Utah lost the more talent. But you know what? Honestly, they brought in some guys in the portal. I think the biggest one that I'm excited to see, Braden Pagan.
Yeah, I think everyone's excited for that one.
Leading receiver for Utah State last year. Almost hit 1,000 yards. And then the big thing, as Parker brought up earlier, played with the new offensive coordinator, Kevin McGivern, who was at Utah State last year as well. And McGivern has put together some really lethal offenses. He was at San Jose State a couple years ago. And they had the leading receiver in the country. Nash was his name. Yep. And he led the country in yards and I believe catches and touchdowns.
Do you like the way that the Utah attacked the portal? And what I mean by that is, you look at most of these names, and they're mostly G5 guys.
Yeah.
They're mostly guys who are now moving up to the Power 4 level, and guys who tend to be on the younger side. There's a couple juniors mixed in there, right, heading into their senior year. But for the most part, a lot of them were freshmen this past season. A lot of them were sophomores this past season, right? So younger guys, developmental guys.
Yeah, I think you look at a guy like Ethan Day, right? Defensive lineman that was at North Texas. That's exactly what Utah's got to do is find the guys like that, like you're saying, we're at these G5 programs that kind of made a splash as a young player.
Yeah.
And when you're dipping into the transfer portal, I guess you're finding guys that are looking for a bigger opportunity elsewhere. And why are they in the portal? Are they too good for the program that they were at? Were they cut from their coach? Were there other reasons? Who knows, right? But I think that's a safe bet to make, right? Going after a lot of these G5 players that put up really good stats. I mean, obviously that can come back and kind of bite you in the butt. But again, talking about Utah and what they have traditionally done is, taking those essentially G5 talent and turning them into power talent.
Devin Dampier?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, it's what you got to do. And, Utah's not going to be pulling in the big transfers from other power football programs. I know they landed a couple, right? They landed like Wimberly from Oklahoma. That's a big one, right?
Yeah. Who I think can slot in and be a perfect Teo Johnson replacement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So things like that. I don't know. But flipping over to the BYU side, and you mentioned, I think it's pretty clear they did a much better job of holding on to their talent. Now, they did have a couple big names leave. Max Alford, linebacker, going to Michigan to play with Jay Hill. I think that is probably their biggest loss.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, you have McKay Hillstead going to Utah State, which I think is a big win for Utah State.
Sure.
Maybe not necessarily a big loss for BYU, but I think it's a massive win for Utah State. And for the most part, I mean, you look at the outgoing transfers for BYU, and I think the big story for BYU just continues to be the ability to retain the talent, right?
Yeah.
It's more important than going out and signing a big name in the transfer portal, which they did. And we'll jump into the linebacker who I'm really excited for here in just a moment. But I think more importantly, you get the commitment from Isaiah Glasker. You get the commitment from
everybody.
Keanu Tanavasa, from LJ Martin to run it back, right? Everybody's running it back next year for BYU, and I think that's the biggest one for BYU in the transfer portal. I don't think that they necessarily lost any massive names per se, but I think just the win for BYU in the transfer portal was being able to retain that talent.
I'm honestly shocked they didn't lose more players to Michigan because following Jay Hill, I would have thought a lot of players wanted to. And holding on to Satuala, man, when that announcement was made,
huge.
I honestly couldn't believe it because that is the type of name you look at. I mean, almost similar to like a John Henry Daly at Utah, like a rising star, like a player who has the potential to be like a national name. I'm talking like first or second NFL draft pick, first or second round. And I know, Utah and BYU have churned out that type of talent before. But when you talk about a defensive player going to play at Michigan, that seemed like an opportunity that would be too good to pass up.
Yeah.
But these guys aren't passing up per se, but they are going back to the culture thing. That's what BYU is. I mean, Kalani Sitake and his staff have given these players a reason to stay. Maybe they've given them several reasons to stay. Several reasons that are very green and have a lot of spending power, if you know what I'm saying. But also it is a culture and it is a family and they have something to prove and they feel like they can contend for the Big 12 championship. So when you have these players and you're like, hey, you know what? Jay Hill was a big loss, but outside of that, this program is essentially the same as it was last year and essentially the same as it was the year before.
Yeah.
Got a lot of talent. You know how good they can be. They just won 11 games or 12 games, I guess, counting the bowl win. Like,
You're returning your most crucial talent for next season, but you also look at the holes of guys that are graduating, guys that are leaving, moving on because they're out of eligibility.
Yeah.
Right? And I think you did a good job of filling those holes. You look at K. Uluave coming over from Cal. He's a local guy, went to Mountain Ridge. Phenomenal linebacker, and I think a perfect Jack Kelly replacement.
Yeah, that's the big name that a lot of people were hyped about because of how good Jack Kelly was last year. And I honestly don't know if anybody can replicate what Jack Kelly did because he was a monster, right? But this is a 4-star linebacker coming in, and Glasker, I think, is going to kind of shoulder a lot of that leadership role. But then Uluave is going to come in and, again, just be another dog.
Absolutely. You look at the tight end room, and it was Carson Ryan, and then there was a little bit of a drop-off. But now you bring in Walker Lyons and Roger Saleapaga from Oregon, and both of those guys can come in and fill in that role of Carson Ryan. And we saw how good the connection with Barron Carson Ryan was and Barron those tight ends, and so I'm excited to see how that looks next season as well. You're able to bring in your key guys back, returning for next season, running it back, but you're also able to fill in some of the holes that I thought BYU had on that roster through the transfer portal. And that, I think, should be exciting for BYU fans.
Is Walker Lyons a redshirt sophomore, or is he a junior?
Ooh, that's a great question.
I don't know if he redshirted. Either way, because Ryder is only doing the 1-year mission thing, right? So you would assume that they're going to get to play together for a year. That's nice.
Yeah. They'll at least get one.
Maybe, unless Bear's still here. I don't know.
We'll see, man. I think that's a bridge that BYU will cross when they have to cross it.
Yeah.
I don't think they're worried about that right now.
Okay, let's take a break. We're quite a bit over. We got the big national championship on Monday.
Yes.
So we'll hit that next. Stick with us. It's the Saturday show. Christian Esparza, Alex Napolis on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
This is Jay Scott and Ben Anderson.
I got to tell you, though, if they took the leash off, let alone if the Jazz still had Walker Kessler, this is a playoff team. That may sound like
hyperbole,
hyperbole homer take. The Jazz are beating teams like San Antonio and Detroit, and when they get the green light to play against teams, they're beating them.
As soon as the Jazz flip the switch, they're going to be competitive really quick. That doesn't mean win a title, but they're going to win more games than they lose next season because they're going to add pieces around what they already have, and they're just going to try every night.
Because Lowry's taking it to another level,
yeah,
and Keontae's a guy.
Yep.
And then you throw in Walker, all of a sudden you're talking about winning
45 games.
Right.
Yep.
It's not that far off.
No, it's next year. Jazz are going to win 40 games next year. I really firmly believe that. Barring injury, that's where the Jazz are.
Catch Jake and Ben weekdays from 10 to noon on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hey, Utah! Are you ready for the Utah Mammoth to hit the ice? From game-winning goals to behind-the-scenes moments, Mammoth Plus brings the action to you all season long. Whether you're at home, on the go, or in the stands, don't miss a single shift. Visit UtahMammothPlus.com and start streaming today. That's UtahMammothPlus.com. Every game, every goal, live on Mammoth Plus.
These days, many companies have turned to influencers to tout their products or services. But here at John Watson Chevrolet, the only endorsement we need is from our customers. Because of their feedback, we're proud to be Utah's best reviewed Chevy dealer. Visit us today to see why we get reviews like,
buying a car should be a fun experience, like a kid getting a new toy. And at John Watson Chevrolet, it was.
John Watson Chevrolet, your 5-star Chevy dealer. 3535 Wall Avenue, Ogden. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now, the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So, what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan today, 801-210-6800. That's 801-210-6800.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. See website for details.
Are you ready for a new you in the new year? The Salt Lake City Fat Loss Program has helped thousands of frustrated men and women feel confident in their clothes, boost their energy, and finally feel like themselves again. So, what's the secret? Salt Lake City Fat Loss uses a science-proven plan to help reset your metabolism and lose up to 1 pound of fat per day without dangerous drugs or exercise. And right now is the perfect time to start. Due to overwhelming demand, Salt Lake City Fat Loss has extended their huge New Year's sale, over 20% off for a limited time only.
JJ here. I lost 40 pounds in 60 days. Alex Curie here. I dropped 50 pounds in 60 days on the SLC Fat Loss program. Get their New Year's special at slcfatloss.com.
Whether you want to love what you see in the mirror again, boost your energy, fit better in your clothes, or feel more confident and healthier as you age, Salt Lake City Fat Loss works. Huge New Year's sale is ending soon. Schedule your free consultation today at slcfatloss.com and lock in your savings. That's slcfatloss.com. Results may vary.
What's better than a credit card with low interest? How about one with no interest? For a limited time, when you open a new America First Visa credit card, you'll enjoy 0% APR for the first 6 months. Transfer your balances from higher rate cards to your new America First card to consolidate debt and potentially save yourself a lot of money. That's zero interest for 6 months. Interested? Then hurry to americafirst.com to apply today. Introductory variable annual percentage rate is subject to membership, eligibility, terms, creditworthiness, change, and conditions. Other limits and requirements may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal opportunity lender.
Win big this Wednesday on the KSL Sports Zone with Win Ticket Wednesday. This week, win tickets to see the Utah Boat Show and Water Sports Expo at the Mountain America Expo Center, January 29th through February 1st. Get tickets at utahboatshow.com and listen to the KSL Sports Zone all day Wednesday for your chance to win.
Hey, this is Chris with JCW's. Drop in for one of our delicious gourmet burgers made with 100% choice Grand Chuck. We're in Lehigh, American Fork, Provo, South Jordan, and Harriman. JCW's, quality and a lot of it.
It's a Saturday show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Christian Esparza, Alex Napolis. Thanks for making us part of your Saturday morning. Alex, we got the Natty on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to take some time to rant about this a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Why is it on a Monday? And I know that it has been for like ever. But I think that's so dumb. And I know, obviously, everybody's like, Christian, they don't want to compete with the NFL on Saturdays and Sundays. And I get it, but put it on a Friday night.
Yeah.
I
think Friday night would be a lot better than Monday night.
And I get that Monday's a holiday, and a lot of people have that day
It doesn't
off.
always line up with the holiday,
But
though.
right, it doesn't.
If I remember right, last year it did not line up with the holiday.
So why put a championship on a Monday night?
If you're going to do it on Monday night, at least make sure that every year it's on the holiday.
Yeah.
Right? Make sure every year it's on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And I think that would solve a lot of that issue. But overall, I think Friday night would be a much better spot for this.
But also, I mean, when that Ole Miss and Miami game was played 8 days ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
9 days ago, because that was the Thursday game.
Yes, you're right.
9 days ago, and that's just from today. And then we've still got 2 more days. So you're talking like 11 or 12 days in between games. And that's on top. I mean, they basically had that same break every round. I think this playoff is way too dragged out. It's way too long. I mean, the college football, when were the bowl games? The bowl games were the beginning of December. Not the bowl games, the conference championships.
Yes, the conference champions were the beginning. So that's always the first weekend of December, and then you get the next week off because it's the Army Navy game week.
Yeah,
and that's the only game that's happening that week. And then after that, you jump into bowl season, right? You get the smaller bowls first, and then they kind of go throughout the course of the rest of the month of December, until you get to the bigger bowls on New Year's.
I get that the New Year's Six have been a tradition.
Yeah.
I mean, that is like the tradition of college football, one of them. But now those don't even matter because they don't even have 6 New Year's Bowls anymore.
I know a lot of people have been asking, and I think Dan Lanning was out there saying too, to make the national championship on New Year's and then just end the college football season right at the New Year.
Yeah. I mean, that's 17 days ago.
But then you get into the conversation of the 16-team playoff.
Yeah.
And how that looks and how you make that fit into the month of December.
Well, if there's a 16-team playoff, I mean, we're not going to be wrapping this thing up until the beginning of February next year.
Oh, you can't do that.
If it stays on this schedule.
You can't do that.
You got to do something.
You can't have the national championship and the Super Bowl in the same week.
Hey, tell that to Isn't Mark Harlan the Big 12 rep?
For the
committee?
Yeah, for the committee.
Mark, look, Mark, restore your image. Take the week off after the conference championship games. Start the playoff then. You only need a week off. These guys don't need 3 weeks off. Nobody needs 3 weeks off.
Yeah.
Start the playoff ASAP. Play on Thursdays and Fridays. Have the national championship on a Friday. And I get that the NFL will play on some Fridays throughout the Christmas season, but they're not playing every single Friday.
Yeah.
They'll start playing on Saturdays. They're always playing on Sundays. You don't need to play on Monday. Don't put a national championship on a Monday, but whatever. That's enough about the schedule. Indiana. Heavy favorites in this one, right?
Yes.
I think everybody's picking them.
Yes.
My question for you, Alex, is this the start of the next dynasty? Is this the next? I mean, I guess you could say Georgia was the last one. Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State.
Yes, and I think the SEC, it kills the SEC that it's in the Big Ten.
So you think they're legit? You think they are going to
Indiana's
be
legit.
title national championship contenders for the next 3, 4, 5 years?
I think
no matter what.
I think as long as Kurt Signetti is there, and he's pulling the recruiting classes that he's pulling,
yeah,
I think absolutely.
That's crazy.
Because you think about it this way. What's the graphic that everybody keeps talking about? The stat that everybody keeps talking about heading into this game. It's that Indiana only has 8 5- and 4-star players.
Really?
Yes.
Everybody else is 3-star.
While everybody else on the roster is lower, and then you have the comparison was I think Oregon was like 48, 5 and 4-star players, something like that. And that was a big talking point on College Game Day heading into that semifinal last week. And
dude, half of these guys were playing at James Madison.
Exactly.
That was a really good James Madison team.
Exactly. So now, what did we say in the last segment, Christian? Winning wins everything. Winning fixes everything. Winning changes everything. Now that Indiana's winning, go look at their transfer portal.
Yeah.
Go look at their recruiting class. They're heading into the national championship game with probably the weakest recruiting class under Kurt Signetti.
They have the 7th ranked transfer portal in college football.
There you go.
LSU's number 1.
There you go. Kurt Signetti is retooling that roster for next season already while being in a national championship game. I think Indiana right now with Kurt Signetti is poised to be contending in the Big Ten and a national championship contender for the next several years.
They obviously, Mendoza's going to be the first overall pick in April.
Yeah.
Josh Hoover's coming in, right?
Yes.
And then, the year after that, it's going to be the next guy and the next guy and the next guy because this is, it's funny, dude, how this works. Like, you see these guys, these Big 12 quarterbacks are either going to leave the, Cincinnati's to go to Texas Tech or Hoover's leaving TCU to go to the big contender in the nation, right?
Yeah.
So it's just, there's always the next guy the next year. And you're always going to have holes that you have to plug. And through the transfer portal, you're going to think you can plug them. And maybe that works and maybe it doesn't. We'll see. We saw it. It was funny. It's funny how you think of like the first couple seasons in the transfer portal. Like, remember when BYU pulled Keaton Slovis? And everybody's like, oh, this is such a huge get. And he was so bad.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, you got to be wary in the transfer portal. Like, that's why you got to be careful building your roster through the transfer portal, which I still agree to an extent.
Yeah.
But now I think.
Now you have Cal's quarterback in Fernando Mendoza.
Yes.
And you have Georgia's quarterback in Carson Beck in a national championship.
Yes. And, even sticking with BYU, Bear Bachmeier was a transfer.
Yeah.
So, I think people are kind of learning to navigate, kind of what you brought up earlier. What are the signs that stick out to you in the transfer portal? Are you getting these guys that are, Stanford, bottom of their conference, but this kid has a lot of potential. Let's go get him.
Right.
You don't want to go get the dude that flamed out at USC.
Yeah.
You don't want to go get the dude that flamed out at these high-level programs because those dudes flamed out for a reason. They probably aren't very good. Carson Beck, a lot of people have their opinions on him. He was really good at Georgia. He was good enough to continue to be good at Miami. It's not like he left Georgia because he was bad and wasn't meeting expectations. So it's super interesting. And you look at both of these rosters are just full of transfers. Keelan Marion had an amazing game in the semifinals. Former BYU guy.
That's right.
So transfer portal, man, it's allowing these teams to retool on the fly. And honestly, because of that, you never know who's going to be in the championship. Last year, 365 days ago, I would not have thought Miami would be in the championship. 4 weeks ago, I would not have thought Miami would be in the championship. But here we are, dude.
For as frustrating and as annoying as the transfer portal might be, I think ultimately it has helped with parity in college football. It has helped with teams like in Indiana get to where they are.
But now if you sit here and say, oh, yeah, Indiana is going to be a contender for 4 to 5 years to come, does that mean they're always going to be in the semifinals? Does that mean they're always going to be in the finals? What does it mean to be a contender if the level of parity is so high? Because I agree with you. I do think the parity is there that basically has never been there before. It seems like anybody can come out of nowhere and be a contender. Who knows what the ceiling is going to be on BYU next year?
Yeah.
So, yeah, when you talk about are these guys a new dynasty, what exactly does that mean? I don't know, and we'll see. But
and maybe dynasty is not the right word, because I think in order to have a dynasty, you have to have multiple wins, right?
So you don't think Indiana's going to win the Natty multiple times?
Obviously, depending what happens, I'd be surprised if Cignetti doesn't finish his career with at least 2.
At least 2.
Yeah.
But that's not a dynasty quite. I wouldn't say so.
I wouldn't say so. But you're at least a contender, and you're in that conversation. I mean, look at Oregon. We talk about Oregon being a contender every single year, and the furthest they've gone is the semifinal.
Since they
made it to a national championship game in 2015.
Yep.
Right? And so, Oregon is in the contender, and we'll have Indiana in that same breath. They'll be there fighting for the top of the Big Ten. They'll make the championship game. Sometimes maybe they'll win it. Sometimes maybe they won't. But they'll make deep runs in the playoffs. Maybe sometimes they go all the way like they did this season. Maybe they get eliminated in the semifinals. But regardless, they're right in the mix, and they're going to be a contender.
But it's not going to be like Alabama where it's basically like
it's not where they're in the
50-50 shot.
Where they're in the national championship every single year.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm at that point yet. But
I think that's impossible at this stage.
At this stage, it might be. I don't know if impossible is the right word. I think it just depends on what Kurt Cignetti and his staff is able to identify talent. If they're able to bring in and hit on a quarterback like they do with Fernando Mendoza, if they're able to bring in a cohesive team like they have this season, then absolutely they're in the mix.
Nobody bats 100%,
right?
And it's hard to keep good talent together. It's hard to keep a really good team together because you're always going to have somebody upset, or even if they're not upset, there's going to be people in their ear, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you're wide receiver 2 over at Indiana. You're pulling in 600, 700 yards a season. Oh man, come over here. We'll get you 1,000. We'll get you 1,100 yards.
Yeah.
We'll turn you into a day 1 NFL prospect. Like, I don't know, things like that. So we'll see. It's going to be really hard to keep any sort of talent cohesive and together for multiple years. Yeah. And again, maybe they can. I don't know. It's all new. So.
Yeah. Talking about this national championship, though, I think it'll be a little bit closer than people expect.
You think so?
I think Miami will put up a fight.
8.5-point favorites, Indiana over Miami, and it's at Hard Rock Stadium. It's a home game for Miami.
Yes. Which, by the way, tickets going for $7,000.
Oh.
That's super.
Crazy.
That's super.
Let's see. There's an ad for tickets right here on the side of
parking was
the
going
page.
for $800.
Get-in price as low as $3,800.
That's crazy.
I would never pay that much.
That's crazy, man.
What a bargain.
The pricing is insane. And I think a lot of it has to do too with it being in Miami, right?
Who's the halftime show?
Do they have a halftime show?
Yeah.
They
Kendrick Lamar did it one year.
Did they? Or did he?
Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
No.
Yeah. It was the one with Tua, where Tua took over, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I remember now. I remember.
Bear with me. I'm trying to, because this is important.
It's not Bad Bunny.
No, it's not Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny's the big one.
Oh, this says traditional marching bands.
Oh, well, that's nice. Give the marching band some love.
Oh, well.
Make it easy for
everybody. It's no Bad Bunny. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be, going back to your point, sorry, we got so sidetracked. I would not be surprised if Miami makes this a game because, I mean, you look at every single round and everybody's been picking against Miami. At some point, you just have to accept the fact that these guys are actually a really good football team.
Yeah. I think ultimately, their trench play is pretty good, and I think they'll match up well with Indiana. I like their offensive line. I like their defensive line. And I think that's what will give them the fighting chance. But I think ultimately Indiana, I mean, the way that they played against Oregon, the way that they played against Alabama, it was phenomenal. And they were dominant. And Fernando Mendoza played the part of the Heisman.
Yeah.
he has more touchdowns than incompletions he has more touchdowns than incompletions in the college football playoffs. He has 8 touchdowns, 5 incompletions.
That's wild.
It's crazy. He is playing the part of the Heisman, and I think ultimately Fernando Mendoza is the better quarterback than Carson Beck. No disrespect to Carson Beck, because I think he's proved everybody wrong. Right? No one thought Miami was going to make it this far, and yet here they are. There was people who said Miami. I was one of them. I said Miami shouldn't have been in.
Yeah.
I also didn't think Alabama should have been in, but I was one of the Carson Beck naysayers, and now here he is in a national championship. But I think Fernando Mendoza ultimately is the better quarterback, and that's where Indiana will have the edge. And I think Indiana will win their national championship.
I agree.
And they'll go undefeated on the season.
Well, I mean, I don't know. You look at Miami, and it was a close game against Ole Miss. It was a really, really good football game. I'm reminding everybody because that was, 2 months ago?
Yeah, feels like it.
How many interceptions did Miami drop? They dropped, I'm not kidding you, like 4 or 5 interceptions in that game.
Yeah.
So they probably spent a lot of time on the jugs machines in the, 9 or 10 days that they had off.
Right.
So I think, but you're right, to your point, Mendoza doesn't put the ball in harm's way the same way that Chambliss was. So I don't know. I think Miami's going to need to create those turnovers if they want to have any sort of chance. If they're dropping interceptions in this game, they're not going to have a chance.
Absolutely.
So Miami definitely needs to turn the ball over. I do think Miami's offense can keep up. I don't think they're going to get basically shut down like Oregon's offense was.
Yeah.
It could be a really fun game. And hopefully on a Monday night, a lot of people tune in.
Yeah, like I said, I think it will be. I think it'll be a fun game. I think Miami will put up a fighting chance. It'll be closer than I think a lot of people. I mean, from the discourse that I've seen online, a lot of people are saying that Indiana is just going to go in there and roll. But I think Miami will keep it close. But ultimately, Indiana will be your national championship or your national champion.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a break. Coming up next, we will get to some technical fouls. We've got an update on a technical foul we had a couple weeks ago, and then we've got a repeat offender. We will get to that next. Stick with us. It is the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
This is DJ and PK.
Here we go again.
Joined now by Bronco Mendenhall, head coach of the Utah State Aggies.
This is the time of season where you're looking at roster retention and also recruiting. What are your thoughts on having to do all that at a time when the most important thing is charged to win the next game?
It's a really unique landscape. There's tampering, no question. It's against the rules, but the rules aren't enforced. We've got 3 more games left, but players have been reached out to. There's some phantom hotline that you're supposed to be able to call where something happens, which that's just nonsense.
Phantom hotline?
Telling it like it is, as usual.
Phantom hotline.
The reality is programs with as much money as they have will take who they want in the manner that's supposed to be illegal, but not. Most are smart enough to stay one step away from a true family member, but yeah, it happens.
Catch DJ and PK mornings from 6 to 10 on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Attention Jazz Nation. We know you've been waiting on the edge of your seat, and the time has finally arrived. All tickets are available now. Let's go! Your favorite players will be back on the court, bringing the energy all season long. Whether you're looking for season tickets, mini plans, or single game matchups, there's a perfect option for every kind of fan. Show up loud and proud at Delta Center this season. Don't miss your chance to be part of the action. Buy your tickets today at utahjazz.com.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
At Peach Windows and Doors, they help homeowners stay in the homes they love while upgrading to the elegance, efficiency, and natural light of today. With hundreds of 5-star Google reviews, their clients know Peach Windows and Doors deliver what they promise.
I wanted to replace standard-sized French doors with a large custom sliding door. The update required checking a weight-bearing wall. Plus, I wanted a couple of different styles of windows. The new sliding door created a much brighter and open look. Peach was so helpful along the way with recommendations and ideas, and the installers were efficient and respectful of my space. I was thrilled with Peach Windows and Doors.
Give your $1 million home the $1 million feel it deserves. Don't wait on that someday project. Visit Peach Windows and Doors Salt Lake Showroom. Schedule a free in-home visit. You can also explore at peachwindowsanddoors.com or just call them at 801-566-1255. Peach Windows and Doors, where amazing home transformations begin.
All right, Utah, this is your shot. KSL and Ivory Homes are teaming up to send you to the big game in Santa Clara on February 8th. If you've ever dreamed of stepping onto football's biggest stage, the time to play is now. To qualify, just stop by any Ivory model home between now and January 31st. Walk through and ask about Ivory's super low rates, as low as 4.99% for a 30-year fixed. So get off the sidelines, visit an Ivory model home today, and enter for your chance to see the most incredible halftime show and the ultimate football experience. Start now at ivoryhomes.com/super. That's ivoryhomes.com/super.
This sweepstakes is open until January 31st, 2026 for residents of Utah who are at least 18. No purchase necessary. See the official rules at ivoryhomes.com/super. Celebrate the new year by treating yourself to the best meal you've ever had. Ruth's Chris, with award-winning service, sizzling steaks, and proteins. Signature wrap, salad, sides, and dessert. Make early Valentine's reservations today. Ruth's Chris in Salt Lake or Park City.
Listen every Monday morning to DJ and PK and Monday afternoon with JJ and Alex for your Chevy Strong Play of the Game. Win great prizes from Rocky Mountain Chevy.
If you're coming from the street with dirty shoes on your feet, that's a technical foul. If you switch the radio to some modern music show, that's a technical foul. If you touch the thermostat,
you'll get hit with a bat.
'Cause that's a technical foul.
You will feel my wrath.
That's a technical foul.
Personal foul, 69, offense. He was giving them the business.
A technical foul.
Do you think Lloyd has a burner account?
I hope he does. I think it'd be funny.
I bet he does. I bet he's like a crazy Raiders fan burner account.
But me and him have had the conversation of like I don't think he really likes Twitter.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I don't
right, whatever.
I don't think he really likes Twitter, and so I think because of his dislike for Twitter, he does not have.
But he loves trolling people.
He does love trolling people, but I think he's more of like he's more of like an out there troll, and like
he wants to know my name's Lloyd Cole.
He wants you to know, yeah. He wants you to know that he's trolling you.
Welcome back. It is the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Christian Esparza and Alex Naples. You heard right there in the rejoin. It's time for technical fouls. We just take this segment to kind of talk about some of the sports stories that are like funny, or kind of people doing dumb things, people that deserve a technical foul.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So let's start with this. I mentioned we have an update to a story we talked about a few weeks ago. Samson Nakua, brother of Puka Nakua, was arrested a few weeks ago for allegedly stealing the car of a Lakers rookie.
Yes.
And he got caught because the Lakers player, Adu Tiero, tracked the car, and they found it at this hotel that Samson Nakua and one other person had checked into, and they valeted the car. So everybody was like, how can you be so stupid to steal this car and then valet it and just camp up at this hotel? Well, according to Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk, this is all a big misunderstanding. Apparently, Puka Nakua, Samson's older brother, has the same exact car. So Samson thought that he was just driving his brother's car around, but it actually belonged to this Lakers player. So I don't know the details of how they get mixed up and where Samson found this car, but let's see. Attorney Jason Lampert said the case is now closed.
I would like to know how Samson got the keys for this vehicle.
Yeah.
You know? Like, who gave him the keys? Because whoever gave him the keys was the one who screwed up.
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, unless he like hotwired the car thinking it was his brother's and like wanted to play like a like a joke on his brother and be like, I took your car. Like,
yeah,
the whole situation is still really weird and confusing. But I think ultimately, like, I'm glad that it was just a misunderstanding and he's not going to get charged for stealing someone's vehicle.
Yeah, he was in pretty hot water for that. And that was the same exact day that Puka Nacua was making waves for being dumb on social media.
Yeah.
And
that was not a good week for the Nacuas.
No, but you know what? Puka capped it off with 224 yards and 2 touchdowns?
Yep.
On the Thursday night football game that week.
Yeah.
And again, winning kind of makes you forget about all the problems.
Yep.
So everybody moved on quickly from that.
Yeah.
So
I'm
that's
glad.
that.
Yeah, I'm glad it was just a misunderstanding, and that Samson Nacua didn't actually intentionally steal a Lakers player's car.
We do have a repeat offender, and we love talking about repeat offenders. It's funny how in this segment you will find names that continuously pop up over and over and over again. Draymond Green is a big one.
Oh yeah.
We haven't actually gone back
Deion
and tracked,
Sanders.
but I think Draymond Green holds the top spot for most technical fouls on this show.
Yeah, it's either him or Deion.
He's got to be. Yeah, it's close.
Yeah.
But Alex, we've got a rising star in the technical fouls segment.
Not a great place to be a rising star, everybody.
No, it's not where you want to be a rising star.
This is not where you want to be a star.
Vikings wide receiver Jordan Addison was arrested last week for the third time in 3 years. This is his third season in the NFL. He has been arrested in each of his first 3 seasons. As a rookie, he was arrested for speeding.
Yeah.
He was going over 100 miles an hour in a fast car. Might have been a Lamborghini or something. His second year, he was arrested for a DUI. And then now, just last week, he was arrested for trespassing. I don't know if this is official story, but it sounds like he was at a casino at like 4 a.m. and they were asking him to leave, and he wouldn't leave. So this is at a tough spot. The Vikings general manager, this happened like the same day that the Vikings were holding their exit interviews for the coach and the general manager.
Ooh.
So it was like really bad timing.
Yeah.
The media had to ask about it, and he admitted that, this is a player who just finished his third season in the NFL. Contract talks are coming up soon. He's been arrested 3 times. This is definitely going to factor into whether they re-sign this player or not, or there's other receivers that are free agents, and it's going to factor into bringing those guys back because you honestly can't rely on Jordan Addison being there. He was suspended. He served a suspension last year. Or at the beginning of this season, I guess. I think he missed the first 3 weeks because of that DUI. So now you've got to build your whole roster. I mean, not whole roster, but your whole receiving room based on the fact that this guy that you drafted in the first round, a highly touted prospect out of USC, is literally always in trouble with the law.
Yeah.
You got to be smarter than that.
I remember one of the very first things my high school football coach said to us was never do anything to embarrass yourself, never do anything to embarrass your family, and you'll be good.
Pretty simple rules to live by.
Or I guess, and the third one, never embarrass the team.
Sure.
And Jordan Addison has now been arrested 3 for 3.
First one was himself. Second one was his family.
There you go.
And now he's embarrassed the team.
There you go, man. I think ultimately, like, going 3 for 3, it's not a good look. You cannot re-sign Jordan Addison. You just can't. He's unreliable, questionable character, and he's been in trouble with the law 3 for 3.
You know the tough part about that, though, and I'm not vouching for this, but he's a heck of a football player, and that's all these teams care about. I mean, how many dudes in the NFL keep getting, I mean, I'm not even talking second chances. I'm talking third, fourth, fifth chances. Deshaun Watson got $230 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
The Browns are still paying for that contract. They don't care about what these dudes do off the field, and it sucks that it's that way.
Right.
It really, really is unfortunate. I'm trying to find his career stats because he's been a really good receiver for the Vikings. Let's see, 900 yards as a rookie, 875 in his second year, only 610 yards this year. But again, he served a 3-game suspension. So it's tough, dude. But yeah, that's when you get into these contract negotiations. You'd like to sit here and say to the media, yeah, this dude keeps getting in trouble. We would never even think about re-signing him. But then somebody else goes and signs him, and when he's on the field, he's a really good player, and that makes you look dumb.
Yeah.
But then if he gets arrested again, you look smart. So what are you willing to bet on?
I think you can pick up on somebody else who can put you in a better position than Jordan Addison. Truly.
And the other thing that makes this easier, too, is you have Justin Jefferson already.
Yeah.
It's not like you need a number one receiver. So maybe you're right.
Right. I don't know, man. I just think when you have a player who's in trouble with the law for as much as he is, as much as he has been through just 3 seasons as a professional.
Yeah.
You have. I think you have to put the image of the team ahead of the image of the ability of this guy.
Yeah.
I think ultimately that's where it stands.
We got to take a break. We've got NFL playoffs to talk about coming up next. Stick with us. It's the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Broadcasting from the Mountain Home Services Studio, this is 97.5 KZNS FM Colville, 1280 KZNS AM Salt Lake City, and 102.7 KSL FM HD2 Salt Lake City Midvale. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Whether you're stuck in the office,
I believe you have my stapler,
in your car, or at your in-laws.
You want a piece of me? You bet I do.
The Zone is with you every step of the way. Download the KSL Sports app to get live streaming of your favorite shows and access to all the latest updates on your favorite teams. Your home for the best coverage of the Utes, Cougars, Jazz, and Mammoth is on air, online, and on the KSL Sports app. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Start the new year strong with a Hercules Gold tiered checking account. Earn up to 4.25% APY and make your money work harder for you. This account combines high rewards with everyday convenience so you can reach your goals faster. Open your Gold tier checking account today and let's grow stronger together in 2026. Visit HerculesCU.com to learn more. Hercules First Federal Credit Union. Growing stronger together for 80 years.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-691-9999. That's 800-691-9999.
Here's a tale of Tina searching up and down for decent GLP-1s, but got spun around.
Till Good RX wrote in, hey, we got something new. GLP-1 prescriptions, all FDA approved.
Brand name meds, no flags that are red.
Clear pricing from the start. None of those hidden fees in your cart.
Delivered to your door or pick up same day. Darn tootin'.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Hot foot it to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Only one type of burger. For every pallet. Fries are extra. Large in size. We've got the shakes. Going over the brim.
Hey, this is Chris from JCW's. Put a positive, delicious spin on your day at any one of our 5 locations. In Lehigh, American Fork, Provo, South Jordan, or Harriman. JCW's, quality and a lot of it.
It's 2026. New year, new you, new resolutions to keep for a couple weeks. Whether you're trying to eat healthy in the new year or not, your best choice is Omaha Steaks. They have multiple bundles to choose from. They have an all-protein pack if you're trying to slim down or eat clean, consisting of butcher's cut filet mignon, air-chilled boneless chicken breast, boneless pork chops, classic burgers, and more. Everything you need for your freezer and meal prep. Or grab one of the other bundles that include potatoes au gratin and caramel apple tartlets. That sounds good. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. Save big on gourmet gifts and more holiday favorites with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com, and for an extra $35 off, use promo code SKY at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. That's omahasteaks.com, promo code SKY.
Saturday, rest can't wait. I got a list of
Welcome back to the Saturday Show 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Christian Esparza and Alex Napolis. Alex, the sun is shining. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. We've got NFL playoffs today. It is the divisional round. A lot of people say this is the best weekend of NFL football because you've kind of weeded out all of the playoff teams that, kind of made it on a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like on a...
Made it on a whim.
Yeah.
Made it on a...
They made it accidentally, like the Panthers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the Steelers.
Okay. Yeah.
They're technically in the playoffs.
But
they made it on a technicality. That's what I'm looking for.
But are they playoff teams?
Right.
Yeah. I get you.
And we had a lot of really good games last week. Don't get me wrong.
We
Even
did.
The Rams kind of
barely
got past the Panthers, but then you had some games that weren't really enjoyable. Texans, Steelers. Even the Patriots and Chargers game.
You know what, man? I actually enjoyed the Texans and Steelers game.
It was fine.
I enjoyed it. I'm a big fan of defenses. And and when you got...
Texan defense is crazy.
That defensive line, man, is solid. It is an immovable wall.
Yeah, they're tough.
I really like their defensive line.
They're tough.
I was not familiar with their game.
Yeah. They're good. They won me some fantasy football games, so I was familiar. But regardless, so we've got 4 games this weekend, Alex.
Yeah.
2 today, 2 tomorrow. Let's just jump right in. 2:30 today, starting things off. Number 1 seed Broncos hosting the Bills. Obviously, the narrative here that everybody's been talking about is this is Josh Allen's shot. If 10 years from now you look back at Josh Allen's career and he never won a Super Bowl, you're going to look at this year as the year that he should have done it.
Yeah.
With no Mahomes, no Joe Burrow, no Lamar Jackson to go through. The AFC should run through Buffalo, but the Bills have kind of struggled this year, not been quite as good as they should have been. And this is a funny matchup today because they played last year. And the Bills won pretty handedly. It was not close. And my wife is actually a Bills fan. This is funny. I'm a Broncos fan. And she was asking me, the Broncos are favored in this game. They're the 1 seed. What has changed between the Broncos and the Bills since last year? Because, again, the Bills kind of whipped the Broncos. And I was like, well, Bo Nix has another year of experience. A lot of the young players in the Broncos do. But you look at the Bills, they basically ran it back with almost the exact same roster. They did not make very many big changes. They brought Joey Bosa back, or they brought Joey Bosa in as a free agent.
Yeah.
Cole Bishop is playing a much bigger role for them this year. He's got several picks. I think he's got 3 or 4, counting playoffs. But other than that, they kind of just took a bet on this roster being as good as it was last year, and frankly, they took a step back. Dalton Kincaid is probably their best receiving threat. And I don't know if that's going to win you playoff games.
But you know what is going to win you playoff games?
Josh Allen.
And
that's why everybody at the AFC is the Bills, even though they entered as the 6th seed, that's the team you don't want to play because Josh Allen is the most experienced quarterback outside of Aaron Rodgers in these playoffs.
Yeah.
And he can turn it on and win games on his own. So I think this is going to be a really fun matchup.
I mean, let me look at last week, man. You're in a situation where you're down, and honestly, for a second there, I thought it was looking bleak for the Bills.
Yeah.
And then that fourth quarter was so fun to watch. You have the touchdown early in the fourth quarter from the Jaguars. They go up 16-13, and the Bills immediately respond. Then they go down the field. The Jaguars go down the field. They get a touchdown. And then you have Josh Allen, of course, doing what Josh Allen does, puts on the Superman cape, and in 3 minutes, marches it down the field and gets the touchdown to go ahead, and then you seal it off with the game-winning interception.
Yeah.
And
Cole Bishop
making plays, man. If there is one guy that I think that can single-handedly put on the Superman cape, as far as quarterbacks go, and force a team into a victory, it's Josh Allen.
Especially with what he has, right? Like, you look at the best quarterbacks in these playoffs, I think anybody would say it's Josh Allen number one. But, like, you look at Matt Stafford, he's got Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. He's got 2 of the 10 best receivers in the NFL.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is throwing...
You can't say that about Josh Allen.
15 screens a game to Khalil Shakir and then trying to hit Dalton Kincaid over the middle. And that is their whole passing game. But Josh Allen, good enough to break any sack. Again, I think this is going to be a really fun game. I think you look at Denver. They were in the playoffs last year. Of course, that was on the road in Buffalo. Denver has not hosted a playoff game in 10 years. It's a 2:30 game. Again, it's beautiful weather out. I think this is a very proud franchise that is excited to host a playoff game again. I think that's one of the loudest environments in football. I think that's definitely going to play a factor. I was looking at this, though. It's funny. Bo Nix was the 4th quarterback taken last year behind Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, and Drake May. All of those guys have technically won a playoff game before Bo Nix has. Bo Nix was the only one in the playoffs last year, but he lost.
Yeah.
And then with the bye this year, he didn't get a play last week. Everybody else did. They picked up a win. So, does Bo Nix get a playoff win in his second season? I think he might. The funny thing with the Broncos this year is they kind of play to the level of their opponent every single week. They have only one blowout win this year, and it was against the Bengals before they brought in Joe Flacco. Terrible Bengals team.
Yeah.
Everybody else has been literally a nail-biter to the last minute. So I don't feel confident saying, like...
I don't think you want to get into a nail-biter against Buffalo.
No, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Because Josh Allen can be so good. So I think it's going to be an entertaining game. I think Denver being at home gives them the slight advantage. And, I mean, that's what the books are saying, right? 1.5-point favorites. I think they're going to win probably 27-24, 27-21, something like that. I don't think either team is going to make it in the 30s. I think the Broncos' defense is really good. And I don't think the Broncos' offense is good enough to cross 30, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm excited, though.
I think there's pressure on Sean McDermott to get it done, man. Especially now with the way that the AFC is stacking up. I mean, you have the Broncos, the Texans, and the Patriots.
Yeah.
This is your year, man. Sean McDermott has to deliver this season for the Bills. For as great as this team has been the last couple of seasons, for as good as they've been, they always fall short of the expectation.
Yeah.
Last year they made it to the AFC Championship, and I think the Bills get back to that AFC Championship. Taking the Bills over Broncos.
You got a score?
No.
2:30. The other big game today, and this is an interesting one. The number 1 seed in the NFC, the Seahawks, hosting the 49ers. All of these reports are coming out that Sam Darnold is injured all of a sudden. He hurt his oblique in Thursday's walkthrough practice, throwing on air. He has not thrown a football since Thursday. He's questionable for tonight. This is an injury that Mac Jones and Baker Mayfield played through. They were able to play through it, but it severely hampered their games this season. I mean, you look at Mac Jones in those games he was filling in for Brock Purdy, and he could barely walk, and he was wincing. And same with Baker Mayfield, man. So we will see. I mean, it sounds like Sam Darnold's going to be a go, but do you think for a quarterback that I don't think is very good, obviously he helped them win 14 or whatever games, end up as the 1 seed. He had 20 turnovers on the year. Do you think an injured, turnover-prone quarterback is going to win tonight?
I think that's where the 49ers fans are probably hanging their hat on right now, and probably find the most optimism in this game.
Yeah,
is because Sam Darnold isn't 100%. Who knows how good a questionable Sam Darnold is going to be, right? A hurt Sam Darnold is going to be, but regardless, he's not wowing. I mean, he's a fine quarterback, but he's not. Out of all the quarterbacks in the playoffs right now, he's probably mid-level.
Honestly,
and you mentioned it.
I'd take him last.
Really?
I mean, there's only 4 left or 8 left.
Obviously, Josh Allen, right? I like Bo Nix better than Darnold. I think Purdy's better than Darnold.
Who's even in the conversation? Caleb Williams?
Okay, yeah, maybe you're right.
Like, honestly,
maybe you're right.
C.J. Stroud, Caleb Williams,
and
Brock
Darnold.
Purdy, and Sam Darnold are the bottom 4.
Yeah.
I would honestly take all of those guys over Sam Darnold in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. That's not even close.
Regardless, though, right? Regardless, this is a Seahawks team who went 14-3, and it wasn't because Sam Darnold's wowing anybody.
Really good defense.
It's because of that defense.
Really good receiver in Jackson Smith and Jigba.
It's because of that defense, and then you have JSN who can make catches from literally anywhere and find separation literally anywhere, and he can make massive plays down the field anywhere. And I think if Sam Darnold isn't 100% ready to go, all Drew Lock has to come in is step into that offense and drive the Ferrari.
Well,
just drive it.
Sam Darnold hasn't crashed.
And don't turn the ball over. Sam Darnold made this team 14-3 with 20 turnovers. He has 14 picks and 6 fumbles on the year, man.
The problem with Drew Lock is somebody
14-3.
With somebody who has watched a lot of Drew Lock is asking him to not turn the ball over is like asking a lion not to roar, buddy. You are. Let's see. These teams, the Niners and Seahawks, played twice during the regular season, and they split. Week 18, the Seahawks won 13-3. Week 1, the Niners won 17-13. So,
I think with that defense, they'll be fine. The real conversation is, can Brock Purdy show up?
Oh, dude, George Kittle blowing his Achilles last week broke my dang heart.
It's brutal.
Give me the Niners.
That's brutal.
I'm going Niners.
Oh.
The Seattle 7-point favorites at home. Give me the Niners.
I'm on the same boat as you. I'm on the same boat. I think Purdy and that offense learned a little bit from that disappointing performance week 18.
Yeah.
And playing them so soon, I think, honestly, is an advantage for the 49ers.
Yeah.
They'll have a little bit of extra motivation to go up to Lumen Field and come out with a win, man. And then, of course, like, we'll see how Sam Darnold performs. Like I said, I love that Seahawks defense, but I think the 49ers have a massive opportunity to go up there and upset
Christian McCaffrey,
Seattle.
Best player probably in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, 100%.
Really freaking good.
100%. When he's healthy, man, he's still one of the best.
Yeah, easy.
Absolutely.
Texans at Patriots, 1 p.m. game tomorrow. I think this is an interesting one. Obviously, the Patriots are really, really good, but they haven't played anybody. I think they have 1 win against, counting the playoffs now, 2 wins against opponents with a winning record.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see, because that, as we mentioned, that Texas defense is really, really good. By far the best defense that that Drake May has seen this year. But he's got players on his roster with him that have done a lot in the playoffs, specifically guys like Stephon Diggs, who have been there and won several playoff games. I think I'm leaning Texans into this one.
Yeah, if that defensive line performs anywhere near the level they performed on Monday night, they're going to have Drake May seeing ghosts.
I really like Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't know if the Patriots are quite there yet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It seems inexperienced, and I mean, that's fine. Like, the Patriots will have opportunities in the future. I think Drake May, as he continues to grow and develop, they'll be back.
He's going to be a guy.
They'll be back.
Doubt. Yeah.
Absolutely. Right? This is a guy, what, year 2? Drake May?
Yeah.
Year 2, and he's already in MVP talks? Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. I think the Patriots will their time will come. However, right now, I do think that a lot of that roster is still young and experienced, and I think they'll have trouble with that defensive line.
I agree.
The way that Aaron Rodgers did on Monday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rams at Bears. The big story for this one, I don't know if you've seen, I'm assuming you've seen, the weather right now in Chicago is crazy.
Yeah.
We're talking like blizzard.
Record-setting cold.
-20 below, counting the wind chill.
Yeah.
Do you think your Rams can do this?
In record-setting colds, I think it's an interesting matchup. I think right now where the Rams struggle the most, man, is that defensive backfield. Everybody's banged up. A lot of the key guys in the secondary are out, and as those guys have been injured, the secondary has really struggled. I thought defensively they started off the season pretty well. Last week didn't look so great against the Panthers. Now you head up to Chicago in this really cold weather, and the Rams historically just cannot get it done in cold weather games.
I think they've only played in one game below 30 degrees this year.
Yeah, they were close last year in the snow against Philly.
Yes.
Just a fumble that took them out of the game.
And that's where the cold gets to you.
Late in the game, absolutely. And I think ultimately it'll be a close game, and the Rams season will end in Chicago.
You're picking against the Rams?
Picking against the Rams, man.
Kyron Williams has had fumble problems at big times this year.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised that you're picking against the Rams.
It'll be a high-scoring game.
I think inexperience is really going to do Caleb Williams in.
Yeah.
Sean McVay's been to 2 Super Bowls, won 1. Ben Johnson has won a lot of football games as an OC. He has not been to a Super Bowl. I think experience really matters in the playoffs. And honestly, just talent-wise, like the Rams roster is much more talented top to bottom than the Bears roster. Yeah, cold weather sucks, but the other team has to play in it too. And I get that the Bears have played in it all season, but you got to remember Caleb Williams was playing at USC a couple years ago.
And at Oklahoma before that.
You're right. You can't just adapt to the cold weather like that. I mean, we're talking it takes years and years of playing in the cold to really get used to it. And we all know Caleb Williams is soft. Come on now.
Yeah.
He's not some tough lumberjack Chicagoan. I'm picking the Rams here. I'm doing your work.
I think no matter what happens in this one, I think a lot of credit has to go to Ben Johnson, man.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody
he's been great.
I don't think anybody anticipated the Bears to be here this fast.
Yeah.
And he's come in and he's proven that he is a good head coach. He's a good football coach.
Yeah.
And I love
he's been everything they asked for.
I love the passion and the villainry that he's bringing to Chicago. Going and
I love it.
And going in the press conference and talking about Matt LaFleur, I think is absolutely phenomenal. He's a perfect character to be the head coach of the Chicago Bears, and I love what he's putting together. So no matter what happens, I think it's a successful season for Chicago regardless. Ben Johnson has got that team in a good spot.
Utah Ute fan 5056, chiming in on Twitter. Caleb Lohner.
That's right.
Yeah, Broncos activating.
Could make his
former Utah tight end Caleb Lohner to the active roster.
Could make his NFL debut.
Hopefully.
Could make former basketball.
I bet he's gonna have 1 catch on 2 targets for 1 touchdown. Like 3-yard touchdown.
Like how he did last year.
Mail it in.
Like how he did last year.
Yeah. Talk to me next week.
Was he 4 for 4 at one point?
I think he was.
Yeah,
4 catches, 4 touchdowns. It might have been 6 for 6. It might have been.
Maybe
it wasn't 6.
It was
6
something
is absurd,
crazy.
but yeah.
It was something crazy, but absolutely. Like if you're in a goal line package, bring him in, man. Why not?
Yeah. So we will see a lot of fun football over the next 2 days, and then we'll have championships next weekend.
It's been reported that Matt LaFleur is extending with the Green Bay.
Oh. We'll get into that another day.
Yeah, it's the latest news coming out this morning from Mr.
Breaking
Schefter.
news. All right, we got to take a break. Coming up next, we'll get into 5 minutes of talk a little jazz, talk a little Mammoth. Mammoth have kind of found their mojo back. We'll get into that next. Stick with us. It's the Saturday show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
This is JJ and Alex.
I got this. It's official, the 2027 Winter Classic going to get played at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Here's what's cool about this is a fan base and this is a state that knows how to fill up a stadium even if it's cold. And it's one of those deals where I think that a lot of folks are not just excited about it. It's another tip of the cap to the folks at SEG. Frankly, they're pulling out all the stops to make sure that everybody gets visibility in this market, which is what you need.
We're growing up as a sports market, and this is a sign of that. The passion you see in the Delta Center Center in their barn every night they play at home. And then to get an event like this coming to town at Rice Eccles Stadium. And we're not far off from the 2034 Winter Olympics. You just see all these things happening. Just insane the amount of growth we're seeing when it comes to sports. And this is just the next big thing.
Catch JJ and Alex afternoons from 3 to 7 on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
At Peach Windows and Doors, they help homeowners stay in the homes they love while upgrading to the elegance, efficiency, and natural light of today. With hundreds of 5-star Google reviews, their clients know Peach Windows and Doors deliver what they promise.
I wanted to replace standard-sized French doors with a large custom sliding door. The update required checking a weight-bearing wall. Plus, I wanted a couple of different styles of windows. The new sliding door created a much brighter and open look. Peach was so helpful along the way with recommendations and ideas, and the installers were efficient and respectful of my space. I was thrilled with Peach Windows and Doors.
Give your $1 million home the $1 million feel it deserves. Don't wait on that someday project. Visit Peach Windows and Doors Salt Lake Showroom. Schedule a free in-home visit. You can also explore at peachwindowsanddoors.com or just call them at 801-566-1255. Peach Windows and Doors, where amazing home transformations begin.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, while Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Everybody loves the season of giving, but now the season of paying for it is upon us. That not-so-wonderful time of the year when millions of Americans open their credit card statements, stare in horror at the balance, and resolve then and there to find new ways to save money. If you're among those Americans, why not start by cutting your wireless bill in half right now with Pure Talk's Saver Plan? It's easy. You'll get unlimited talk, text, and 3 gigs of high-speed data on a super-fast, nationwide 5G network for just $20 a month. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Ho, ho, ho! And if you're active or former military or a first responder, you'll save an additional 20% every single month. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe for the gift that keeps on saving from America's wireless company, Pure Talk.
Alpine Home Medical, we bring wellness home.
Hey folks, it's Jay Broadbent here with Alpine Home Medical, celebrating 28 years of keeping Utah and Idaho comfortable and at home. Back in '97, I started with a truck, a dream, and a lot more hair. Today, we've got 11 stores from Idaho Falls to St. George. From the moment you step into our clean, welcoming showrooms, you'll feel the Alpine difference. Our team will be there to listen and guide you to the best solutions for your needs. We believe that the right equipment can transform lives. We're honored to be a part of your healthcare journey and to help you live the life you deserve. Visit us online at alpinehomemedical.com. That's alpinehomemedical.com.
Alpine Home Medical, we bring wellness home.
Win big this Wednesday on the KSL Sports Zone with Win Ticket Wednesday. This week, win tickets to see the Utah Boat Show and Water Sports Expo at the Mountain America Expo Center, January 29th through February 1st. Get tickets at utahboatshow.com and listen to the KSL Sports Zone all day Wednesday for your chance to win.
Hey, this is Chris with JCW's. Craving something sweet? We do ice cream right. Come in and try one of our shakes, freezes, or an ice cream cone, and you'll see why we say JCW's, quality, and a lot of it.
It's that time again.
5.
5. 5. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes.
Only 5 minutes. Everybody got that?
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
Get on with it.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
Yes, get on with it.
Welcome back to the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Christian Esparza and Alex Annapolis getting you ready for your Saturday. Thanks for joining us, whether you are driving to maybe a basketball game, driving home from like a kid's basketball game or something. That's what Saturdays are for, right? Or just chilling at home.
Absolutely.
Appreciate everybody tuning in. Time for 5 minutes of. We'll kind of rapid fire through a lot of different topics. We do have Utah State basketball coming up. Pregame show starts at 12. Tip-off is at 12:30. Utah State playing at GCU. It's going to be a fun game. First-time member of the Mountain West Conference. Scotty G sending out pictures. GCU, their student section, put out flyers on each of the chairs with like all this information about Utah State players. They got Mason Falslev's phone number on there.
What?
We're talking like high school student section stuff, like stuff that really, really gets under the skin of these players. They're saying MJ Collins' sister is like a hairstylist, and they put her Instagram handle on there, saying hit her up. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. GCU's been talking smack all week.
Interesting.
They've been camping out for this game since like Tuesday.
Really?
It's their Super Bowl. It's just another day for the Aggies. I don't know. We'll see. Aggies are on a roll. 23 in the country.
On the topic of the Aggies, man, how great have they been this season?
Their last win against Nevada was huge. And
yes.
Obviously, I produced the Utah State games, so I've been dialed in. Parker's produced several as well. So
I know we don't really put a lot of weight into the AP poll when it comes to men's basketball, but I'm glad that they're finally getting that recognition because I think that they absolutely deserve it. They've been They've been dominant in the Mountain West, and GCU. I mean I don't remember if it was last year or the year before that, but they had an upset in the tournament, and
yes,
they're a school who takes a lot of pride in that men's basketball team. This is a massive game for both schools, and I think Utah State has a really big chance here to head into GCU, knock them off, and position yourself to continue to be the favorite in the Mountain West.
Utah State one loss in the season, 74-61 at South Florida a couple weeks ago. But since conference play has started, they're on a roll, dude.
Yeah.
It's been a great team. Speaking of undefeated in conference play, BYU basketball also playing really well. They had a scare Wednesday night against TCU. They were down at the half, but they still pulled out the win. So this Big 12 is crazy, though. Kansas beat number 2 Iowa State earlier in the week. Kansas was unranked, but they have Darren Peterson and a really good rest of their roster. Utah played BYU really, really well at the Huntsman Center, but Utah's still 0-4 in the Big 12. Arizona, number 1 team in the country, continuing to roll. This Big 12 conference is the best basketball conference in the country.
Yes. And it's you have Arizona, who's number 1. You have BYU 11, Houston 7, Iowa State 2, and then Texas Tech 15. And BYU have a massive test coming up against Texas Tech at Texas Tech.
Yep.
And that should be a really fun game. That's going to happen tonight at 6 p.m. And then they get the midweek off, but then they go right back to against Utah next weekend.
That is funny, playing Utah twice in
a span of like
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks.
But that one at BYU, you think the running Utes are going to keep that one close, or you think in Provo not going to be as close?
Again, I mean, we kind of learned it with the game up at the Huntsman Center, right? You throw out everything that you think you know when it comes to the rivalry game, and you hope Utah is just able to stay in there the way that they did against BYU up there at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen this take floating around online. A lot of people think that a loss would be really good for BYU. Just kind of motivation. You kind of need that spark midway through the season. Maybe you don't want a loss right now. You might want that, a loss or two right before the tournament or something to really wake you up. I mean, everybody knows this is going to be a tournament team, right?
Get it out of your system.
Yeah, get it out of your system.
Yeah.
Understand, like, you are not, I don't know, you're vulnerable, right? You're not the best basketball team to ever take the floor. And I don't think that BYU thinks that by any means, but even having a loss against TCU kind of throws some cold water on your face. Like, there are a lot of really good basketball teams that you're going to have to play if you want to be a Final Four team.
Absolutely. There's a lot of big games coming up here for BYU,
yeah.
and a lot of massive tests, right? We talked about the Texas Tech one. You have Arizona right after Utah. That's the number 1 team in the country. And then you have Houston a little bit down the road. So you have some big tests coming up here.
Yeah.
And we'll see where BYU kind of ends up in all that. But I do anticipate BYU to remain, right, as one of the top maybe 4 teams in the Big 12 when it's all said and done. and then we'll see what they're able to do when it comes to the Big 12 Conference Tournament and when it comes to the NCAA tournament. I think right now, the way that I see BYU is they're primed for a deep run in the NCAA tournament, and I think anything under an Elite Eight with the talent that they have is a disappointment.
Yeah. I mean, for as good as their top 3 guys have been, right? Saunders, Wright, and DeBonsa, they have the ceiling.
Absolutely. But we'll see how they compare up to Arizona. We'll see how they compare up to Houston. We'll see how they compare up to Iowa State. Those games are still yet to be played.
Riker Wright 287 chiming in on YouTube. Lots of good games this week. BYU versus Tech tonight should be a great game. I feel like we keep saying this, but a big test for the Y. We'll find out a lot about this team tonight. I agree. I mean, their lone loss in the season is to UConn.
Yeah.
And that's a quote-unquote good loss, right?
Yeah.
Texas Tech is a team that, honestly, yeah, if you're talking about BYU as a top 4 team in the country, you got to go out and beat Texas Tech. On the road, it's going to be a tough one, but we will see. Let's switch real quick. Utah Jazz playing at Dallas later today. They just played at Dallas Thursday night. After playing Dallas 2 weeks ago, a lot of Mavericks lately.
Right.
Cooper Flagg, I think, is expected to be out. He rolled his ankle pretty nasty the other night. The Mavericks are trotting out essentially their G League roster, but they still beat the Jazz the other day, 144-122. A lot of DNPs for the Jazz as well. No Nurkic, no Lowry Markkanen, just giving the ball to the kids. And Bryce Sensabaugh, 70 points over his last 2 games. Really hot shooting. But I think the Jazz are kind of hitting that groove of how can we get these young performances from the kids while at the end of the day not stacking up too many wins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's funny a little bit how last year in mid-January, Bryce Sensabaugh goes down to Miami and goes down to Orlando.
January?
Yeah. It was mid-January, goes down to Orlando, or maybe early January, but regardless, goes down to Miami, has a phenomenal game, goes down to Orlando, has a phenomenal game, and then here we are a year later, and we're talking about a 43-point performance from Bryce Sensabaugh in mid-January.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gets hot in January, man.
That's weird. What does he like about January? I'm trying to think. There's nothing really that happens. I mean, just,
the new year, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. New year, new Bryce.
But without Larry Markkanen, it's you hope you continue to see the Jazz what they're able to do now, which is I think that you're getting a lot of good performances from a Bryce Sensabaugh.
Yeah.
From Keontae George, from some of the younger guys on this roster, but the defending is atrocious.
Yeah.
And that's where you're able to kind of tank it a little bit, if you will.
Well, fortunately for Jazz fans who are sick of this tanking, it's going to stop after this year. It is. Literally, I don't know. There are 2 reasons why they are still tanking as part of this rebuild. First off, and I think the biggest reason is because you owe your pick to Oklahoma City. You do not want to give them a potential top 9 pick.
Yeah.
Well, you owe your pick. It's top 8 protected. Excuse me. That is obviously a very big clarification. So, yeah, if it's in the top 8, you get to keep it. Not only that, but this is a really freaking good draft class.
Yeah.
You're talking 5 or 6 players this year that would have been in the conversation for the first overall pick last year against Cooper Flagg. You've got 5 players this year that are on that caliber of player. So the Jazz aren't necessarily trying to finish with the worst record in the league this year. You're not going to see that, but if they land in that maybe 6th range, 6th worst record, you still have a 96% chance of keeping your pick. And that's where they want to be, I would assume. And then in the offseason, bring in some defenders. Bring in some guys who know how to guard. You've got something really good going with Keontae and Lowry. You're going to have Walker Kessler back, presumably, next year if you give him a contract. So with all that taken into context, plus the Jazz are literally trying to lose right now. So honestly, I think the Jazz could probably win 40 to 45 games next year if they bring in the right pieces. I mean, you don't need to go out and add superstars. Just bring in some guys who know how to defend, and that's not super hard to do.
Right. Not that anyone cares, but I just did the
Tankathon?
The Tankathon. Very first one, Utah Jazz. Get the number one.
Look at that.
Pick. Really, literally push the button once.
Don't touch it again. Leave it up. Don't log out of the computer.
I will not. But I agree with you, man. Because of the steps that we're seeing, obviously, right, you hope that Keontae can continue the path that he's on.
Yeah.
But with the steps that we're seeing with some of these young guys, if they can position themselves to be in a spot where they can keep that pick.
Yeah.
Right. Get someone good on the draft. Add maybe one or two pieces in the offseason. This is a team who's absolutely going to compete for the playoffs, and this is a team who's absolutely going to, I think, can make it a 40 wins for sure next season. I've been surprised with the steps that we've seen some of the young talent take this season.
Yeah.
And I think it all comes back to Keontae George.
Yeah. And next year you throw in Keontae, Lowry, Walker, like I said, Ace Bailey getting another year of experience.
Right.
And then whoever you bring in from, I almost said the transfer portal, from free agency or maybe some trades as well. Because the Jazz still have a lot of picks to play with. And if they choose to do so, they really can change their roster quickly. So.
Yes.
We'll talk Mammoth on the other side. We've got a hard out today because of Utah State. So we'll take a quick break, get into Utah Mammoth next because they've been playing some really good hockey. They are playing later today. So stick with us. It's the Saturday show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
You've been listening to The Zone for decades.
Yes!
But now you can watch the guys break down your favorite teams.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Catch the video stream of DJ and PK, Jake and Ben, Hanson, Scotty, and JJ and Alex right now at KSLSports.com or by searching KSL Sports on YouTube. Utah's best sports radio is on air, online, and on the KSL Sports app. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hi, this is Derek Overstreet, president of the New Millennium Group and co-host of Stop Working, Start Living with KSL News Radio. Can you imagine what your life would be like if you could retire 3 to 5 years earlier than you thought possible? The things you could do, the loved ones you could spend time with, the memories that you could create. That's what our team at the New Millennium Group does. We'll walk you through the entire process every step of the way. If you'd like to get a copy of the 5-step proprietary plan that will help you retire 3 to 5 years sooner than you thought possible, give us a shout right now. 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370 or utahsfinancialplanner.com. Listen, most of our listeners right now have a tax problem, not a money problem. There's not enough money in Social Security Medicare as it is. Let us show you how you can significantly reduce your taxes. That's 888-999-6370. 888-999-6370 or utahsfinancialplanner.com.
This month, Tim Daly Mazda Southtown is offering 0.9% for up to 60 months on brand new 2026 Mazda CX-50s. That's right, 0.9 on new Mazda CX-50s. Get yours in windshield pearl, jet black mica, or any color you choose. There's no better time than now to get your new Mazda. Come in today to Tim Daly Mazda Southtown in Sandy. Some restrictions apply. APR OAC. Not available with any other offers. See dealer for complete details.
Sniffles and sneezes got you down? GoodRx is here to help with big savings on commonly prescribed cold and flu meds. GoodRx is free and easy to use. GoodRx is accepted at all major pharmacies like CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. Just search your prescription, find a coupon, then show your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx is not insurance, but it works whether you have insurance or not. If you do, GoodRx may beat your copay price. Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com to save today.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Dev Simplified are your software pros. Whether it's websites, mobile apps, or complex custom systems, Dev Simplify is here to make it work and make it easy on you. Need help building software or ongoing management? You've got both. DevSimplify.com designs, develops, and manages the process so your deadline stops slipping and your team stops guessing. Maybe you're stuck in the middle. AI can start a project. Freelancers can build pieces of it. But without real project management, teams get stranded halfway through. DevSimplify.com brings the roadmap, the pit crew, and the finish line. When a software project slows down, breaks down, or stalls out entirely, DevSimplify, the software pros, can turn that chaos into beautiful completion. DevSimplify.com. From the start, or in the middle, to finish and beyond. Ready to move? At DevSimplify.com, you can always schedule a quick and free project assessment. But right now, you can get a complimentary discovery session with 5 hours free. DevSimplify.com, your software pros.
Celebrate the new year by treating yourself to the best meal you've ever had. Ruth's Chris, with award-winning service, sizzling steaks, and proteins. Signature wrap, salad, sides, and dessert. Make early Valentine's reservations today. Ruth's Chris in Salt Lake or Park City.
Listen every Monday morning to DJ and PK and Monday afternoon with JJ and Alex for your Chevy Strong Play of the Game. Win great prizes from Rocky Mountain Chevy.
It's the Saturday Show 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Christian Esparza, Alex Napolis, wrapping up the show. Another Saturday. It's been a good one. A couple house cleaning, kind of to-dos. Getting a lot of comments on the YouTube. Really appreciate everybody chiming in. It's fun to interact with the listeners. Riker Wright 287, who chimed in earlier, he asked again, what would you guys consider a successful win total in conference play for BYU and Utah? We kind of talked about this during the break, Alex. Honestly, regular season win total in conference play does not really matter. I mean, all that matters is putting yourself in a good position to succeed in the conference tournament.
Yeah.
Or in the NCAA tournament,
and seeding
right?
for the NCAA tournament, yeah, absolutely.
So I'd say as long as you finish, I'd say the Cougs want to finish top 3 in conference. I think if you're finishing 4th in the conference, you're kind of asking yourself, like, can this team really be a Final Four team?
Yeah.
I think anywhere, obviously you want to win the conference if you can. But anything in the top 3, I think you're feeling really good going into the Big 12 tournament and then the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree 100%. And I think, just to answer the question a little bit for our guy over on the YouTube comment section, I think 3 losses for BYU in conference play is probably where I'd put him at.
No more than 3.
No more than 3. If you get more than 3, then I don't know if you're gonna. I don't know if Elite 8 is gonna be is gonna be where you're gonna end up.
That's totally fair,
right? And I think we talked about it a little bit too during the break. Like it's more important for conference wins are more important for the seeding of the Big 12 tournament and the NCAA tournament, right? Just make sure you're in a good spot to make sure that you are on a good path to win that Big 12 conference championship, and then of course have a high seed in the NCAA tournament.
Utah,
that's pretty much all it is.
For Utah, I mean, don't finish last. I'd start there. Don't finish last, and I'm not even like it kind of sounds like a joke. I'm really not joking. Don't finish last. You're 0 for right now in conference play. Don't finish last because you are a program that is needing to rebuild.
Yeah.
And Alex Jensen in his first year, it's gonna be tough, but just look like you can compete against these guys. Look like you belong in the Big 12, and that's all that really matters. As far as a win total, I don't know if there are any expectations there. I mean, just don't finish last.
You have really good opportunities coming up here to find some wins. You have TCU at home, and TCU is not off to the best start in conference play.
Yeah.
And then you have a road visit to Kansas State on Tuesday, which Kansas State, also the other team that's sitting at 0-4 in conference play. So you have a really, really good shot of finding some sort of a win there. But I think more importantly than winning right now for Utah, it's just having a semblance of going out there and showing fight, which I think they did really well of showing fight against BYU and Texas Tech, even though they were losses. I thought that they showed some good signs. And I think that's the most important thing for Utah is you're showing development, you're showing good signs, because right now it's a full rebuild for Alex Jensen. You're building something from the ground up, and that's not easy to do. It does make it a little bit easier when you have the opportunity to bring in guys from the transfer portal. However, winning solves everything, and you're able to bring in bigger names and bigger guys when you're winning. So I think for Utah, it's going to be a little bit before Alex Jensen really gets this program off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, they're showing good fight. And I think, again, if you're able to go even 1-1 in this next stretch where you're taking on TCU and Kansas, I think that's a win.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Real quick, also, Key for 3 at PG chiming in. Ryan Smith should send Alex as the Jazz representative to the lottery.
Nobody wants that.
Anything to get the top pick. Look, I'm on board. Let's start a campaign right now. Alex Napolis, go and get AJ DeBonsa.
I just did one lottery sim, and it put the Jazz at number 1, man. That luck isn't going to last forever.
Go represent the great state of Utah.
I would, but maybe not for the lottery.
Quick schedule for the rest of the day. Utah Jazz at the Dallas Mavericks coming up at 3, 2 p.m. pregame on 97.5. Utah Mammoth versus the Seattle Kraken. Mammoth playing really well as of late during this homestand. They start at 3, 2 p.m. pre. Coming up next on the other side, we're going to go to Utah State basketball playing at GCU. Stick with us. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
It's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
It's a beautiful morning. Go home. Go.
Peace, we out! In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Whether you're stuck in the office,
I believe you have my stapler,
in your car, or at your in-laws.
You want a piece of me? You bet I do.
The Zone is with you every step of the way. Download the KSL Sports app to get live streaming of your favorite shows and access to all the latest updates on your favorite teams. Your home for the best coverage of the Utes, Cougars, Jazz, and Mammoth is on air, online, and on the KSL Sports app. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Are you ready for a new you in the new year? The Salt Lake City Fat Loss Program has helped thousands of frustrated men and women feel confident in their clothes, boost their energy, and finally feel like themselves again. So, what's the secret? Salt Lake City Fat Loss uses a science-proven plan to help reset your metabolism and lose up to 1 pound of fat per day without dangerous drugs or exercise. And right now is the perfect time to start. Due to overwhelming demand, Salt Lake City Fat Loss has extended their huge New Year's sale. Over 20